All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for a few real people out there, just like you and just like me. Going to be talking about Ted Nugent. I don't get views on Ted Nugent videos. Because, Ted, you polarize half the country, if not more, Ted. Ted, stay in your lane, man. Just play guitar. I'll need to stay in my lane too, Ted, but it's Memorial Day weekend, and the story I'm going to talk about sort of it juxtaposes, right? It does 180 degrees away from what we should be celebrating this weekend, what would be a normal American holiday where we honor our veterans, right? There are 10,000 homeless veterans on the streets of the United States, which is a travesty. All right. I'm sure Ted Nugent probably thinks it's a travesty too. We really should stop fighting endless wars. We should stop creating homeless veterans on the streets because we apparently don't want to take care of them. But certainly we could leave the southern border wide open, right? So Ted Nugent is going after this group of, I don't know what I want to call these people. The Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. Has anyone heard this story? All right, so if you haven't, the LA Dodgers had this idea that they were going to bring this group to the stadium, to a baseball game. You know, apple pie, Chevrolet, baseball. Yeah, well, it's Los Angeles, okay? And a lot of people will say, well, what do you expect? It's Los Angeles. So at first, they were going to stop this group from coming and participating at the so-called Pride Night event on June 16th. And Ted Nugent has blasted the LA Dodgers for their decision to feature the controversial, and this is the article, they actually do say this, but then the article goes on to capitulate in a way. They say this is an anti-Catholic, and I'll just say they're the alphabet soup activist group. Anti-Catholic activist group. And it's alphabet soup. It's all those letters. People, I'm not a big fan of June anymore. I do enjoy watching, say, June Cleaver on TV. June Lockhart is pretty cool, right? But, there's some stuff right now that is going on in this world that I just don't understand. And I guess I'm just too old. I'm too stuck in my ways. And I am very much disgusted by the things that are going on. And I just went out with the family, did some shopping on Memorial Day. And it's not just Target that has displays. You've been hearing a lot about Target and all this controversy, and they moved the stuff that they had in the store, and they're really taking this stuff to an extreme. And I just feel bad for my country. On Memorial Day weekend, it's like, and June is coming up, and this is going to be every day in the news, every single day. So this organization, which mocks Catholic nuns, this is how they say it. Some conservative Roman Catholics and politicians had accused the group of mocking nuns and the Christian faith. In addition, the non-profit advocacy group Catholic Vote launched a $1 million campaign calling on everyone to boycott the baseball franchise. Well, the Dodgers caved in, and they are welcoming the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, saying that all their friends and families are welcome, and they're sorry for what they had said. Sounds like they did a bit of a Paul Stanley here, the LA Dodgers. We are pleased to share that they have agreed to receive the gratitude of our collective communities for the life-saving work that they have tirelessly done for decades. Huh? So this group has done tireless work saving lives. I wonder how they do that. Anyway, Nugent went on with Eric Bowling. Eric Bowling, by the way, has, I think, the hottest show in cable TV, internet TV, however you receive Newsmax. The outspoken conservative rocker said, these decisions are made in a way that I believe is a liability to mankind. He says this is pure runaway evil. Satanism. He said Satanism. When you attack Christ, when you attack religious people who abide by the 10 Commandments, the Golden Rule, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, all that real radical stuff, you are literally on the side of pure evil. Now he goes on and on and on. I'm just wondering what the life-saving work that they've done. It says here, the LA chapters of the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence will accept a Community Hero Award for the life-saving work they have done tirelessly for decades at the June 16th event, which marks the 10th anniversary of Alphabet Soup Night at Dodger Stadium. Man, it's just bizarre. This is, folks, look, there's a part of me that doesn't want to keep doing these stories because they're so depressing. They are, and they're completely unbelievable. And yeah, some people will reach out to me and say, hey, thanks, Dave, for, talking about this. Thanks for having the courage to talk about this. And if we don't talk about this, if we don't figure out a way to have a peaceful divorce, because I don't want to fight with people. I'm going to use the Tina Turner language here. I don't want to fight anymore. It's time for letting go. That's Tina Turner for you, the late, great Tina Turner. I don't want to fight with these people. I want them to go over here, and I will go over there. And we may not be able to coexist. Remember those bumper stickers that said coexist years ago? That's not what certain groups want anymore. They don't want you to coexist. They want compliance. They want you to comply with what their agenda is. And Nugent isn't out of bounds. By the way, Paul Stanley wasn't out of bounds, and he did the same thing the LA Dodgers did. Well, we're sorry. We uninvited you, but we're sorry. We're going to bring you back in. Sorry, and you guys do great work. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. The work that they do. I mean, I thought this was the Babylon Bee, Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. Is this like Father Guido Sarducci? Is this what kind of thing is this? And it's real. And I sit here and I read it and I just don't understand it. I don't. And if I took more time to actually look into this, I'm sure it would get worse and not better. It's Memorial Day weekend. This is like opposite day. We should be honoring the military. We should be talking about the people who gave their lives for freedom. Billy Ray Cyrus said, some gave all. Sammy Hagar and Mike Reno said to remember the heroes. And what do? We've got articles like this being put out there on Memorial Day weekend. I know, it's Uncle Ted's fault because he's shooting his mouth off. He's literally carrying the culture war on his back. Him, who else is doing this? What other musician cares? Because they're going to lose market share, right? And you hear, Ted's old vocalist there said, hey, I could get more gigs. We could be more popular if Ted wasn't this outspoken. Okay. I think at a certain point, he's lucky. He's probably got a lot of money, or he's got a fair amount of money, so he can kind of shoot his mouth off. I do it, and the number of views go down, and I'm not making Ted Nugent income here, so it is risky. By the way, you can follow me over on Twitter. If I can get to 500 Twitter followers, maybe, just maybe, I'll be uploading content over there. And maybe it'll actually get viewed. Look, I've been doing this for a long time. There's not a lot going on in the music world from day to day. There is the occasional thing that's interesting. And, I could say, hey, Graham Nash has a good album out there. Go listen to it. I can plug unknown music like this, and people are mildly interested in it, but not really, not that much. But you put a story out like this, and it's interesting to me, but I know some people, they want to like unplug and get away from this stuff. So I get that. But man, the culture, it's just unraveling. And good is evil and evil is good and all that stuff. And it's just sad. I did have the opportunity this weekend to watch the Jesus Revolution movie, and I would highly recommend watching that. Just because it's a great story, and it's about faith, and it's about people that you wouldn't think would go along with this incredible message, that the power of the message broke through to these people, and was just amazing. Some good music in there too. You got the Christian band Love Song in there, and some other groups, classic rock bands that they use for background music. So check out Jesus Revolution. Check out Modern Retro Radio. I already told you about this band here. This is The Great Divide. Check them out. Their album is called Providence. It's more country rock, but it's really grassroots and really good stuff. And what else? Patreon, if you can help me out for $1 a month. Yes, I'm on Twitter, so check me out over there. And have yourself a great Memorial Day weekend. Spend time with the people that you care about, and try to think on good things. Don't think about, the LA Dodgers and these so-called nuns, sisters of perpetual indulgence. It is mocking. It's just sad, but this is where we're at right now, and not sure where we're going to go next. All right. On that note, see you soon.